Many of us have heard the story of the resourceful Virginia slave who mailed himself to freedom, but most have never been told his whole story. Today, February 24, 2024, Lyles Station Historic School and Museum applauds the inventiveness of Henry Box Brown. Born in 1815 on the Hermitage Plantation in Louisa County, Virginia, Brown grew up with his mother, who he stated was the first to instill Christian values in him. We find Brown later working in a tobacco factory in Richmond, Virginia, after his master hired him out in 1830. He married and rented a house for his wife Nancy and their children. Brown had been saving money and paying Nancy's master not to sell his wife and family, but the pregnant Nancy and his children were sold anyway in 1848. He never saw them again. The loss of his family prompted Brown to plan his escape from slavery. Two men, James C. A. Smith, a free black man, and Samuel A. Smith, a white shoemaker, sympathetic to Brown's situation, assisted him with his plan to ship himself outside of Virginia to a free state, Philadelphia. Samuel Smith traveled to Philadelphia to meet with abolitionists there and plan the details of Brown's escape, arranging for them to mail Brown to a Quaker merchant, Passmore Williamson, active in the abolitionist movement. The three men made use of the Adams Express Company, paying $86 in 1848, over $3,900 today in 2024. This company was known for being very efficient and confidential, pledging never to look inside the boxes it carried. Brown burned his hand using sulfuric acid in order to get off of work on the arranged day. Then both the Smiths enclosed him in a box 3 feet by 2.67 feet by 2 feet labeled dry goods. They lined the crate with baize, a coarse woolen cloth. To keep the box from accidentally falling open, it was nailed shut and tied with straps, with only one small hole cut for air. Brown took with him a small amount of water and a few biscuits for his journey. His 27-hour trip began on March 29, 1849, going first by wagon, railroad, steamboat, then wagon again, then railroad again, then ferry, railroad again, and eventually the delivery wagon that conveyed him to members of the Philadelphia Vigilance Committee. It was not a smooth ride for Brown. Even though his box was labeled "Handle with Care" and "This Side Up," Brown endured a rough ride and was frequently turned upside down and tossed about. Brown quietly remained undetected despite this. When the men opened the box to release him, he greeted them saying, "How do you do, gentlemen?" Then he sang Psalm 40 from the Old Testament, celebrating his new-found freedom. He later explained, "If you have never been deprived of your liberty, as I was, you cannot realize the power of that hope of freedom, which was to me indeed an anchor to the soul both sure and steadfast." His story became a quickly told slave narrative, with Brown developing a reputation as an abolitionist speaker and even became an entertainer, demonstrating his escape with an anti-slavery panorama. Unfortunately, this kept others from escaping in this manner, as Frederick Douglass lamented. Both Samuel Smith and James A. Smith attempted to help other runaways in the same manner. Their attempts were unsuccessful, since the officials were now watching the mail system. Both Smiths were arrested. The same year Brown escaped, the man who owned his wife and children offered to sell them to Brown. He declined. This proved to be an embarrassment to the abolitionist community that tried to keep that information hidden. Brown went on to develop his show and take it on the road, billed as a magician, speaker, and mesmerist. After the passage of the Fugitive Slave Act in 1850, Brown moved to England and continued to tour. He also married and had a daughter. His family lived there for 25 years before he returned to North America, living in the United States for a while before moving to Toronto, where he died in 1897.